Welcome to this 10th question of our playlist, which says, what are the factors affecting the cost of a storage account? So, what happens is the cost is an important factor from a client's view because in real world we just create storage account once in a while. We do not create this thing daily. So it's important to choose the perfect parameters that will impact the cost and also affect the durability and compatibility of that storage account. Let's see how we can tune it such that it would be perfect according to the cost and compatibility for us. So what are they? First is region. Yeah, we will, okay, a region, account type, access tier, redundancy, transaction data access. There are so many points. Let's go to the Azure portal itself and see while creating a storage account, what are the options we can choose that will affect the cost itself. Let's quickly go to Azure account. When you go to Azure portal and then storage accounts, you can simply go to storage accounts from here. See, I've already created two storage accounts. Let's create the third one to see what are the options that we can choose. So you can keep the subscription as it is. You do not need to change anything. Or if you have multiple subscription, you can change it. Resource group, you can create same resource group or create a different one. For example, I can create a different one right now, right? The third one is storage account. Okay, let's storage account name is not going to affect the cost. Region is definitely going to affect the cost because in which region you are trying to put the file. You can put the file in multiple locations. That means it has data centers in multiple locations like South Africa, North, Central India. Let's keep the Central India for now, as it would be nearer for my system. Now the second thing that can affect, first was region, second let's see the performance. Okay, how it is going to affect us. Let's see, standard is for general purpose scenario when you do not really need the quick response. What do I mean by quick responses? Suppose you are using any online retail website like Amazon and you clicked on a product. When you clicked on a product, you would it want the product to appear immediately. The page should open immediately, like very quickly. Now, if that happens because of low latency, right? So, I mean, standard we choose for general purpose, we do not need very quick response. Premium we can choose whenever we want low latency. That means high speed. As of now, let's keep it standard for now. It depends on the use case only. You can choose anything. Now the thing here is redundancy. What do I mean by that? So redundancy is the replication of data across multiple data centers that you can choose. Why do we do that? Because suppose there's a company, right, who wants its data who's very sensitive about its data and who's very, you know, uh, uh, they want to be very sure that the data does not get lost anyhow. So they can choose the redundancy level. As of now, if you choose geo zone redundant storage, it the cost is very high, but it is the safest bet for us. That means the data would be highest redundant. Okay, we can just simply also click on that, make read access to data available in the event of regional unavailability. Okay, let's click on that. We click on that. So we have chosen every option. Let's go to advanced for now. If we go to advanced, okay. We can choose, if you see here under blob storage, we can choose the access tier. Yes, access tier is what access tier is. Suppose, okay, let's suppose you are working in a real life scenario, right? And there are few files. Suppose you created a file today, and for a week you would be needing that file on a daily basis, right? For processing or doing analysis. Now, after 15 days, you do not really need the file, right? So you can also choose it from here that this particular storage account you would optimize for frequently access the data and everyday usage scenario. If you are just trying to keep data for, like, suppose you have years of data and you just want to keep it somewhere to let it be safe, right? You can just choose the rarely used. If you have the data just for backup, you want to try, you can just keep it cool. Keep it in cooled access tier. It will just keep the data. It will take some days to, retrieve. So suppose you chose the cold one, right? Cold access tier. And now, if you want the data to appear, you will have to, request it to Azure platform, and then they will be providing you data in some time, right? So that's how you will choose the access tier. Now let's look at the other options that are networking. You can choose it from here, and okay, this is not really needed right now. Let's go to data protection. Okay, here we have option of software delete also. Okay, let it be for now. Let's choose the encryption. Okay, encryption we also do not need. Let's go to advanced. And yeah, here is one option in advanced as well that we had forgotten, which was hierarchical namespace. Yes, this is very important because it decides if our blob storage is just blob storage, or we want to upgrade it to hierarchical namespace. That means for analytical purpose. Suppose we just want to save any data, or suppose we just want to save any file, or text or audio or video. Blob service is good, but if we just want to upgrade it to ADLS, if we want to use it for analysis purpose, we can choose it. Now it becomes ADLS, which is Azure Data Lake Storage. So these are the options that we can choose, and these are the things while creating a storage account, which will decide the cost of storage accounts. So we will need to choose it wisely, and those are the things that will decide. Okay, so we talked about region, account type, access tier, redundancy, transactions. We did not talk about transactions. Transactions are just, suppose you are using a storage account more and more, and they are just using it more. So the transaction would be very high, and the cost associated it with will be very high. What I mean by that is, suppose you want to write a file in Azure Storage. So suppose you want to write it, then read it, write it, read it, write it. So a lot of transactions are happening, and the cost will increase, right? So, those were the things that we could use. And and uh, and yeah, the last one also we can data egress is nothing but, whenever it is associated with the cost of like transferring the data outside of your availability zone. So that is about data egress. And whenever you want to do that, suppose you have a Azure region and you want to transfer the data outside of it, that will, the additional cost would be there. So that is data egress. And that's it for the video. Thank you.